I'd like to talk right now about my favorite Medicare plan, Medicare Supplements. Medicare supplemental plans are designed to cover your financial responsibility under Original Medicare. Now that one statement says a lot, so let's go over it piece by piece. Original Medicare, what is that? Original Medicare is Parts A and B of Medicare. Part A of Medicare is hospital insurance and covers things that are generally related to hospitalization. Part B of Medicare is referred to as medical insurance and generally covers medical expenses that occur outside the hospital, although it also covers in-hospital services as well. That's brick number 1 and brick number 2. The next part of that first statement is your financial responsibility. Under Original Medicare, your financial responsibility would be a deductible under Part A and Part B, and co-payments or co-insurance after the deductible is met. And with that, we have to take another step backward because there's 3 more bricks that I need to make sure everybody understands. I want to make sure that everyone is up to speed and on the same page. So a deductible is the amount of money that an insured must pay before the insurance begins. That's another brick. A co-payment is a flat preset amount of money that the insured must pay while the insurance company pays the remainder for any particular covered item or service. That's another brick. Co-insurance is very similar to a co-payment, except that instead of a flat preset amount, the insured must pay a percentage of the cost of any particular covered item or service. And that's our third brick. A quick example and then we'll move forward. If our insured, let's call her Sue, is responsible for a co-payment, that would be a standard preset amount, such as $10 or $20 or $50, for example. If Susan were responsible for a co-insurance, that amount would be 10% or 20% or perhaps 50%, but it would be a percentage of the cost of whatever service Susan receives. Okay. So now we're all set on what a deductible is and what a co-payment is and what co-insurance is. Those are the financial responsibilities that Original Medicare expects the insured to pay. The reason why that's important is that Medicare supplements cover the insured's financial responsibility under Original Medicare. Not all Medicare supplements do exactly the same thing, and I'm going to get to how all this works in other videos, but for now, I just want to keep this simple. I believe that Medicare supplements are the best choice for most Medicare recipients, and to explain that, I'm going to show you a little bit of very simple math. So let's go back to Susan. Let's just suppose that Susan has to spend 3 nights in the hospital. 3 nights in the hospital will fall under Medicare Part A, and as we all know, 3 nights in the hospital can be very expensive. Just being admitted for 1 night will cost more than the Part A deductible, so the portion of the bill that equals the deductible will be billed to Sue. Once the deductible has been satisfied, Medicare Part A will pick up the rest. It's important to know that the deductible portion of the bill is between the hospital and Susan, and that Medicare will have nothing to do with that. And for this one service, her 3 nights in the hospital, the deductible is all that Susan will be responsible for. Here's the good news. Spending those 3 nights in the hospital makes Sue all better. There are other services that were provided to her while she was in the hospital, but since we are keeping this simple, we will focus on this one service, the cost of 3 nights. Sue would have to pay the Part A deductible, and that's how the math works without a Medicare supplement. But if Sue had the right kind of Medicare supplement, it would pay for her Part A deductible. So here's how the math works if she does have a supplement. 3 nights in the hospital actually cost this much. Medicare will pay for all of it except for the deductible. Susan's Medicare supplement will pay for the deductible. So in the end, the final bill that Susan gets for those 3 nights is 0. Now it's more complicated than that because different services fall under different parts of Medicare and they are all billed in different ways. But rather than going to each individual service and showing you how it's covered, I'm going to keep this simple. If Medicare covers it and you have the right kind of Medicare supplement, that supplement will cover your share and you'll end up with a final bill of 0. So you have to carefully evaluate what Medicare supplement plan you want. Remember, when you are making these considerations, that Original Medicare will cover at least part of your bill anyway, so you are not totally uncovered even if your Medicare Supplement plan doesn't cover a particular service. And that's why I favor Medicare Supplements as the path of choice for Medicare recipients in general.